What is up, guys? How you doing? This is Project 939 here, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, or quite a lot different if you've been following my channel, as I haven't done anything like this on my channel before. On my old channel I used to do quite a lot of camera work. I did a lot of things with cameras. That sounded a little wrong, but I wanted to kind of get back into it, and I think this is a way to do it, because it's going to be a kind of an experiment, because today I'm going to be customizing a controller, which I've never done on camera before. I've done a bit on my own, but never have I shown others. And I saw this controller on Amazon, and I had to go and get it, because it's rather dashing looks, but just too much for my little brain to contain. It's kind of like an army camo sort of thing going on. The paint job's kind of like a matte finish, which is, I don't think Sony have done before on their controllers, but what it kind of means is that it's a bit smoother. It also doesn't get dirty as much as it would on like a gloss finish controller, and I really like it. But the thing is, here's the catch: I don't know what I'm going to be doing to it yet. I kind of promised myself I'm not going to be doing any internal modifications, because last time I did it went a little wrong. I mean, it went okay, but I mean, the whole thing was I did the player LEDs, turned them green. The one that went wrong was player 1, and the others worked fine, but you know, it was a little bit counterintuitive, because as I am player 1 most of the time. But hey, so yeah, I'm just going to keep it external, no internals going on today, just in case, and I do like this controller. Now, what I want to take a quick look at is this right here, this area. This is basically all one thing, really. I mean, it's in a lot of pieces now, but it'll kind of go into one thing in a moment. I'm going to take a closer look at that right now. Okay, so now we're taking a closer look at the mod sticks, and what mod stick is basically a company that specialises in doing external modifications. And what they've gone and done here is basically these joysticks that you can put on your PS3 controller. They do some for the Xbox as well. There'll be a link to their website in the description. And I've never used these before, but I kind of know how they work. And basically, they have some perks in that they're made of aluminium, so they don't wear down as easily. They're a bit smoother as well. But the main perk is that you can customize their height. The minimum's basically a lot higher than a PlayStation stick, and the maximum is pretty damn high. I'm going to go somewhere in the middle, I think, for today, just to get used to it and then see where I go from there. But I'm going to put one together and we'll go from there. So, you basically got 4 different types of screws. You've got 8 screws in total, and there's 4 different lengths. Each one kind of corresponds with how tall you want your joystick. Now, what these are over here, you're probably wondering, is these are called spacers. And what these do is they basically add or take away height. Now, you kind of add a combination, or you can just have one, depending on what you want. You know, blue ones are medium, black ones are big, and the silver ones over there are small. And you can kind of combine them or put one on their own to adjust the height. What I'm going to probably go with doing a black and silver, so it's the smallest one and the black one, so it's kind of like that. And I think that's a pretty decent height there. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to go with the 3rd longest screws, and you're going to want to screw that in, just like that. I've never done this before, so can't guarantee it will go as the plan. But now we're going to put on a spacer. There we go, and another spacer. So that's a pretty decent height there. And then we're going to get a fusion top. Now I forgot to mention this. You've got 2 tops. I ordered the fusions, and these are the ones that you get with it. This is basically like a dish. I don't really like those that much, so this is why I went and got these, which is basically like a dome with like a PS3 stick, but with a dip in the middle, which I think will be really good. It's kind of like the best of both worlds. You've got the control of the 360 one and accuracy of a PlayStation one there. It sounds kind of nerdy, but it's true. And now you're going to want to screw this on the top. So once you got that on, there's your stick basically, and that's one of them. I'm going to construct the other one off camera just to save time, but I'll be right back. Okay, so we are now on phase 3 of the master plan, and I still haven't even gotten into the controller, but we'll get to that in a moment. Got the controller back in shot, as you can see, but going to get into that in a moment. Got the joysticks set ready, got them both ready. They're both set to the same set to the same height, and they both got the same top on them. That's liable to change depending on how I feel once I'm using those. I've also got some. I'm going to also be putting some bullet buttons in there. I think that will look really cool with the camo. Kind of look at it like that. I think it looks pretty sweet. I got these bullets off of Green Zone, and I think they're probably the best bullet buttons you can buy. I think they're like a $5, which is pretty cheap as far as bullet buttons go if you look on eBay. And yeah, I recommend those. And there's some triggers there as well, which I'm going to be sticking on there for the hell of it. Now, I'm not going to be doing a tutorial of how to take apart a controller and things like that. I'll kind of talk you through it, but it'll be pretty brief, as there are much more in-depth tutorials out there. But first of all, you're going to want to take out a screw there, screw there, screw there, screw there, and a screw there. And I will be right back once I've got those screws out. Okay, so now we've got the mod sticks in place. It wasn't too hard to do. They weren't too stiff. move really smoothly, and like I said, they went on pretty easily. As a high comparison, I'd say it's about, as it's set now, it's about 3/4 of a centimetre taller than a normal joystick. And I think the kind of science behind it is, the taller it is, then the more kind of leverage you've got on it, and that kind of means you can fine-tune your accuracy a little bit more. But, you know, it sounds a little bit overblown to me, but hey, if it helps, it helps. Now, this comes the fun part. We're going to pop out the buttons. Now, to do it, I'm just going to do it, like, holding on to those to save me, like, getting my fingers in. Boop. Easy peasy. And I'm going to put that rubber thing to one side. Try not to get it, like, dirty, because it might not read the inputs as well as it would normally. But now we're going to put in the bullets. Now, as I said, these are the bullets from a website called Green Zone, and when you're putting them in, it really does highlight how good of a quality product it really is. The bullets basically go in, they're kind of cut out on the bottom, so it only fits into the one bullet hole. I've bought buttons before where one button fits into, all the buttons fit into all of them, and it really wasn't very good quality. But these are all factory made, and to factory make bullets that fit in so perfectly, you really do need a lot of time and effort into your product, and that really shows in this product. It sounds kind of silly talking about a button, but you know, every little helps. So you're going to put that gel back on, and now we're going to start putting back together the controller itself. Okay, so the first stage when putting back together the controller is you're going to want to get the motherboard and the plastic face with the joysticks on it. Make sure the plastic's set on the motherboard, and you want to get the bumper buttons out of the way so they're up like that. Then get the front of your controller and just put the joysticks in first, so you've got it lined up, and then kind of just work the rumblers is what I do, what I kind of like to call it, where you basically just slot it in pretty slowly. Now you want to take your time in case it goes wrong, and once it's in, you'll know it. And then you just want to push down on those clips, and once the clips are in, they're in. Now that it's all in, I'm going to put in back the buttons, and I'm going to put them back on the back plate, and then we're going to take a look at the final product. It's going to be good. Okay, so I've got my screws back in. Now we're going to take a look at the front of the controller. I haven't seen it myself, and this is going to be pretty cool, I hope. So let's take a look. That looks pretty sweet, don't you think? I think those bullets look really cool with that paint job. And let's take a look at these sticks, shall we? Yeah, man, they're wicked. You can notice the height difference as well, which is kind of the thing I was hoping for. And they feel good. Like, being made of aluminium, you don't think they're going to be very grippy, but they kind of got these indents on them, and it not digs into your thumbs, but kind of lashes onto them, if that makes sense. And very high quality there, you can tell. And I almost forgot, put triggers on. No controller is complete without No controller is complete without triggers. Oops. I'm gonna try and do it left-handed. It's not so hard. And the triggers are on. Alright, so it's looking pretty sweet. Make sure all the buttons press properly. Alright, looking all good. Now let's just make sure it turns on. Sweet. Man, oh god, player 2, what's going on? I've really thought this would have looked pretty sweet with green LEDs in it, and they're not orange, they are red. And I just realised I got my other controller turned on over there. It's not some weird glitch that's gone on. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this controller. I promised myself I wouldn't do any internal modifications, and I have done. I mean, I haven't done. But it's all looking pretty sweet. So anyways, that is the end of the video. Hopefully this is the first of many kind of on-camera videos I'm going to be doing. But for now, if you enjoyed, then feel free to check out some more of my videos, and if you do enjoy some of those as well, then please go ahead and do subscribe to my channel. It does help me out a lot. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and let me know what you thought. But for now, goodbye.